Hello, Galaxy. Chris Pirillo here. You've tuned in to another edition of the Locker Room Daily Report, or TLDR for short, live on Twitch, recording on Twitch, trying our new setup, even though we've been streaming live for the past couple of weeks on YouTube. Decided to make the move to Twitch 24/7, and I feel like in the past day of doing this, it's already had more of an impact of doing it for weeks on YouTube. YouTube Live we could probably go on for hours about YouTube Live versus Twitch, and I might. It could happen. But the goal of a 24/7 stream, I'm calling it the Locker Room Arcade, where anybody can join, anybody can jump in, start chatting, actually play a video game alongside everybody else, including me. And I may have an empty chair, maybe in the middle of the night, and another person's watching backstage. Kieran sometimes watches overnight as he helps with Maker Deck as well. So it's kind of like the 24/7 stream rebooted. Live.pirillo.com still redirects to here instead of to Ustream, because Ustream really doesn't exist anymore. But anyway, that's the big event of the day. It is the weekend. This is the first time I'm going to be doing a screen capture of the recording of TLDR. So hopefully, and I'm watching audio levels to make sure everything's coming across okay, and it's at least capturing audio. How it turns out, I don't know. If it doesn't, oh well. We've done plenty of TLDRs that have kind of been lost to the ether. For those who are listening live, the plan, of course, is to push this into archive it on YouTube indefinitely. Into I call it the Chris Pirillo Live channel, and that's where I've dumped previous live streams wholesale. It doesn't get much traction, but maybe with TLDR going there, it would make a lot more sense for people to jump in and subscribe again. Yeah, why is YouTube such a mess, tech guy? That's a great question. Because I believe it's a mess. They haven't had a product lead up until now. Now you got Neil taking point on a tech product guy, taking point on YouTube, right? Basically becoming the CEO, stepping in Susan's wake, and or coming up behind her, right? He's the one that was selected, and I'm hopeful that someone with a product mindset can make YouTube better, not just technologically, but also just work better for creators. Because quite honestly, I do not think that YouTube is as friendly to creators as people believe. But I'm not a fan of algorithmic content. I'm not. I never have been, and I likely never will be. It's not the kind of creator I aspire to be, but I have to play the game. And even when I try to play the game best I can, I'm only doing so well because there's only so much one person can do. So that YouTube is a mess because it hasn't had product lead. That's my belief. Now, a couple of others who have joined me, Snoop and Glendon, and if anybody else, if you have perspectives as to what you believe or why you believe Twitter is Twitter's a different mess. Why YouTube is a mess. Why is it a mess?
Oh dear.
Well, there's a laundry list of things, but you just covered most of them. It doesn't know what it wants to be.
Yeah,
is the biggest thing. It's still trying to figure out what it's going to be when it grows up. And is it shorts? Is it live? Is it recorded video? It's all the above.
Everything.
It's just a cauldron full of mess at this point. And like you're saying, it's going to take new management from the top down, in my opinion, to get it taken care of and get it corrected.
If they're thinking that way, my thing, and that's Glendon, by the way.
Hello.
My thinking with that is what they should do: carve out shorts. Just like, okay, so I've got how many dang apps do I have? What the hell? A YouTube copyright claim, and then it was claimed and then released. That's weird. Okay. I don't know why I had any copyright claims, but either way, I was opening my phone to see, show you the apps, right? I've got several YouTube apps, right? I've got, well, YouTube Studio, that's more for the creators. I've got YouTube. I've got YouTube Music. I've got YouTube TV. So why not make a YouTube Live? Why not make a YouTube Shorts and just let YouTube be YouTube? Because unfortunately, the algorithm is a mishmash of shorts and live and regular videos, and it's difficult to know as a creator what to optimize for. That is the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge as a creator. So my feeling is they need to optimize for creators and not hurt creators when they publish videos. Seriously, if people don't want to watch, let them not watch, but don't not show them the videos because other people aren't watching. Like the problem is your engagement time is what matters, and so you've got to optimize all your videos for engagement time. And I'll be honest, never did it well, and it shows. I've never done it well, and it absolutely shows. 110%. Never did it well ever. And it will continue to hurt me until I can, crack that nut. I'm a talker. I turn on the camera and I go. If someone else can make that magic, great. But me, I can't do it. So yeah, YouTube's a mess. It needs to be unmessed. Now, whether or not they see it as a mess is a different story. It's just like Apple. Like Apple doesn't see iOS as a problem, so they're not going to fix it. If they don't see it as a problem, why would they bother to do anything with it? Yeah, so YouTube needs to not kill the algorithm. I just wish they would give more control to creators than they actually do.
You would think they'd be getting feedback though from users on it and want to.
But they've been getting it for years, Sinu. Guaranteed they've been getting it for years.
Oh, I know they've been getting it, but they just seem to be not listening.
That's what I'm saying. They're not listening. And so
I guess if you're still going there, they don't care. If you whine and complain, but yet then you're still there, then
that's the problem. It's just like the iPhone. You're still buying it. Why fix something? You're still buying it. Nothing's broken.
Yep.
So
that's
that is
exactly the same with the iPhone. Yes. You're still going to get one.
Problem.
You complain about how it works and everything, but you're still going to get one, aren't you? It's like, yeah, I guess so.
That's what I'm saying. So my concern is that it doesn't get better, it gets worse. Because at least it was on a trajectory where it's like, okay, I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore. I'd like to figure out what's going on. I'd like to try to fix the problems if I can. I don't know how the hell to get to to that point again. And it may take what it may take is me doing my thing and a video editor having at it and optimizing it and uploading videos differently and doing it differently, stem to stern, and actually taking that approach to it to fix the problem. Because if I can fix the problem in that sense, it'll be great because I'd step right into it again. But the problem is I don't know how to get over that hump anymore, that's where I am. I don't know how to get over that hump. If YouTube didn't have billions of videos, it would probably die because of all the issues. They've got issues, but as Cena pointed out, they're not. People still watch. People still go. You go to YouTube and you log in. Like if I go, let's see. If I log in, I'm already logged in. But if I open YouTube, let's see what I got. I've got awesome hidden features of Samsung. Okay. Then I've got shorts. Many of these shorts I don't care about. Some old commercials, fine. Okay, that might be interesting. Star Trek TOS, but out of context. I don't know why that's showing up. Some 3D printing stuff. So it's kind of got me. But the problem is, like I said, I'm more interested in my subscriptions. So I got to go over to the subscriptions tab and then scroll through to make sure I'm seeing everything that I want to see. And it's not. And people don't check that. They don't check that. They don't. And so they miss the notifications, they miss the videos that show up, and they have to play to the algorithm. They have to get out to the people who aren't the subscribers, not the people who are the subscribers. I honestly, part of me wishes that YouTube would just kill the subscriber, like just the idea of a subscriber altogether, because I feel that would solve so many problems. Of course, a lot of people would get upset because it's a hallmark. Like, well, I have this many thousand subscribers. Like, well, yeah, but if they don't see your videos, what's the point? Why does YouTube have subscribers? Why? What's the point? Seriously, what's the point? There's none whatsoever.
And it's gotten so much worse because I get served up so much more content now that I don't care about when I go to YouTube now. It's like how did this happen? Why is this stuff here? I might have clicked on something once, but I don't need 100 different. If you looked up something on how to unclog your toilet, boy oh boy, you're gonna get all these useless stuff later on and stuff too. And it's like, but I didn't subscribe to those and that kind of thing, right? It's just because I looked at one thing and now I'm getting served up all this stuff I don't want.
Well, it's like YouTube thinks it knows what I want to watch, and it doesn't, and it never will.
No.
And like I looked in there. I mean, that feed. I'm like, nothing's interesting. There's nothing here that's interesting at all for me right now. I just don't. I'll admit it. I will admit I do not check YouTube. I do not routinely, with any amount of certainty, check YouTube. If I check Mastodon, Twitter, maybe, Instagram, maybe Facebook, but with that, I'm trusting my social graph, right? I'm not trusting YouTube. I'm trusting my social graph, the people that I follow, more than anything.
Right.
So, yeah, that's, I count on the people that I know to surface the things that I might want to watch, me personally. Most of the channels I subscribe to used to be happy places, but over the last few years, most of them now just give us bad news. The thing is, controversy attracts eyeballs, right? It's all about getting, increasing views and engagement time and what have you. So that's the bigger problem with all that, is you have to optimize for anger. It's called the how do I say this? Not the algorithm, but the aggro-rhythm, right? Like, you got to be so angry in order to get any degree of attention. So yeah, YouTube's broken because its metrics are optimized for time on site, time in app, and engagement time. Everything else is useless. It's worthless. So, unless you can play to that, unless you can find your place in that, good luck. And good luck standing out, and good luck being unique. I feel like over time, I this is one of the reasons I doubled down on live, is I feel I'm more of a live producer than I am a traditional content producer. Now, whether or not marketers like that, it's a completely different story. Completely different. So that is that isn't even one of the tech news stories that we had pulled up. That wasn't even documented. That was just based on a question. Why is YouTube? What does it say? Why is YouTube messed up? What was the exact question? Apparently, though, reports are coming in, and all these news articles are on the Discord server. Reports are pointing to a buttonless iPhone 15 Pro with solid-state haptic buttons in their place. I don't know how I feel about that. Haptic buttons. I know some people. It used to be the Touch ID had a physical button, and then it moved to haptic. I was okay with that change. It didn't bother me too much. Feral Terminator, good evening. Welcome back to Twitch from YouTube. So I guess some people are going to push back on it. As long as they work, I don't mind it. But remember, my use case is specifically I use a case. So anything that I do, it's gonna have this button's the only button that matters. The button on the phone doesn't matter. So as long as this button has a clicky feel and it's pushing the capacitive touch, I'll be fine. It's less interesting to me. I don't know. Do you have any feelings over capacitive buttons, physical buttons on your devices?
I'm kind of like you. I'll be indifferent if it works. I don't want the volume rockers to go away, the up and the down.
Oh, for sure.
That's the ones that bother me. Not so much the mute or the silent one. That I'm indifferent with it. But if they work, I just don't want them to go away. Just to be honest with you,
I really like the switch on the iPhones for muting.
I do too. But if I had a choice, I would rather
something
keep
satisfying with that switch over that you're not going to accidentally or too easily not accidentally turn it back on. And I mean, the volume keys are fine too. Then that could definitely be a button like that for that. But I don't know. If anything, I wouldn't want to see that one go.
I mean, it's entirely possible. It's plausible that all physical buttons will eventually disappear, just like all physical ports.
True.
I think that in 10 years, I have a feeling in 10 years,
Probably sooner than that.
cable,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I worry because of interference and charging, like how all that's going to work. I don't think it would work conceivably without some form of true electricity over the air. You can do that now. Like there have been tests
Yep.
with the ability to charge things and to keep things charged, like TVs over the air. When that happens, then we're in a different ballgame altogether.
Every time I charge my TV, I forget who I am for a while.
Right.
My hair stands up. What's left
Yeah.
of it on my head.
Oh man. So I know some people are going to be more upset about that change than I think I am, or would be, at least right now.
Yeah, and thinking about it, just like CNUP said, I do think that I would miss the mute function or the
Right.
silent function more than the volume rocker, because I do, thinking about it now, I use it quite a bit, especially at nighttime. Only thing I have to do is flip a switch. I don't have to go into any menus.
I mean, here's the thing: they could eliminate the buttons, but use capacitive touch, and still give you the option for a case. The case could touch a certain part of the frame, right, your chassis, and
Right.
activate. Because like this case is on here, it doesn't. It can map to
What
anything.
keeps you from
Anything on the
accidentally
case
turning
can
it
map
back
to
on?
anything, right? So imagine if they made it such that you had to. I mean, some people would not like that at all. Me, I'm fine with it. I'm a case using guy, right? And I think that's the way they bridge the gap. Potentially, but it remains to be seen. I mean, people complained, you know, at every step with Apple making various changes, but if they're going to change things, it seems that's the direction they want to go. Eliminating the SIM tray was just part of it.
And it's probably nothing that other manufacturers haven't already thought about to begin with. They're just waiting to see who goes first.
Right.
Once that first one goes, and if it's Apple for sure, then everybody else is going to follow suit.
Yep. You know what's going to happen. I mean, that's inevitable. Yep. It's a matter of industry support, right? I bought 4 refurb iPhone 13 Pros this month, spent $3,400. My own.
You can hear your game audio.
Yeah.
With a slide cover over the camera on back. It's stock up on those iPhones. I wouldn't worry about it too much, CNU. I mean, if it's too much of a trick.
Yeah, I won't mess with it for now. It's hard for me to play a game like that and try to keep.
Yeah, I can't either. Mine has to just sit still.
Yeah.
I can't talk and play
I
at
was
the
doing
same
stuff,
time.
and then you were asking, and it's like, oh.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I can drive it. Twitter, and we've been talking about this too, but Twitter's now charging for SMS 2FA, two-factor authentication. Yep. I'm not saying this is tempest in a teapot. I think that the rollout was horrible. I think that doing this is generally a bad idea, but I'd also say you should not be using SMS if given a token-based authenticator option, which you've had with Twitter for years. So use that.
Yep.
I'm not saying problem solved, but
it's more secure anyway.
Yeah.
They're going to be charging. You have to be Twitter Blue for SMS-based 2FA or MFA, but you can still use token. I mean, so I understand. So it's not like you don't have the option. You do have the option, and I know there are people who are rightfully upset about it, but at the same time, you should be not using SMS for anything, if given the choice. SMS is the absolute worst. So just cutting that off, at least, I mean, if they were to say, okay, now all MFA is behind the paywall, that would be just the dumbest thing. The dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
I don't think this is dumb. I think it's been mishandled. I think that they could have handled that transition a little better than the way they did. And certainly with all the lack of communication and really a communications department, that becomes a bigger problem. So I feel like the issue just got compounded. But yeah, that's So that's been out for a day, and the tech press has been consumed by it. But I think any change that happens with Twitter, the press just covers it automatically.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is.
Google's long-awaited tasks and reminder consolidation starts in March. This may not be a big news if you don't use it, but being someone who lives with on Android or with Google, that's a big deal. Google needs to clean up a lot of their messes. That's one of their messes. Like tasks or reminders are like in 13 different places. So I don't use them because I don't know where to go to get them. So I stopped.
So that's the problem.
Yep.
They're just scattered everywhere.
They're scattered. So I have my own system, which is kind of independent from it. Like I take notes differently. I wish I had like just a single note-taking app, but it's not that simple. At least for me at this point. I use a variety of applications, and sometimes with no rhyme or reason. Like, I might document something here, I might document something in another place, but I use a Mac, right? So I have apps like Notes, but I don't carry an iPhone, so using Notes to keep everything is not viable. I also use Google Keep, but my tasks I don't manage that way at all. So anyway, so that's news. So they're cleaning that up. That's going to be rolling out this year. The AI-powered Seinfeld spoof is set to return to Twitch with new guardrails in place. So that'll be the interesting experiment rolling on. I never tuned in, but I think I'm going to try watching it when they bring it back.
When is that supposed to happen?
I'd imagine soon. After the ban was lifted.
Right.
Google Chrome is rolling out memory and energy saver modes. This will be rolling out, I'd assume, to you soon. Bigger deal for those of you who are mobile. I mean, me, personally, I'm going to turn all that off on the desktop. I'm like, no, give me all the power. Maybe with memory. My only concern is that it would hurt scrolling performance in terms of saving, doing the eco-saving thing.
Was Chrome the mobile app then, not Chrome as in?
No, Chrome across the board.
Oh, really?
Yeah, across the board.
Oh,
It's gonna be doing that.
I thought that it was just
Chrome OS.
mobile.
Yep. No, on the desktop too. It'll be a big deal. I have visited the iCloud website on the phone. It's okay, but it's not great. So I using it is not tenable. It doesn't work. And I tried it. I was like, ooh, I can use Notes now on the phone. I'm like, God, I can't even copy and paste properly. What the hell is Apple thinking? I mean, so when I used it, it was not worth using, which was unfortunate because I would have wanted to use it, if only to get to things that I couldn't get to otherwise. As a backup, yeah, maybe, but not living on the iCloud. It's a different story. You had to turn off USB power saving stuff because of USB random disconnects. Is that a Windows setting? See, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because I go through a dock. Oh, it's a BIOS setting. Okay, so it's a PC thing. Not a Mac. Instagram now lets you express yourself with snarky GIFs and comments. So that's about time. Not that I get a lot of comments on Instagram so much anymore. Instagram's another one of those beasts. The algorithm, man.
I actually don't even use Instagram.
No.
I post my reels there. They generally get decent engagement. All things considered. I may end up stopping the posting of my shorts to YouTube. Or if I do the YouTube shorts, they'll probably be the tech ones. I'm on the fence of posting the dad jokes to YouTube, only if they're tech oriented. I feel like that is at least. I have to double down on that. Again, because of algorithm, I can't be myself on YouTube. Seriously, I can't be myself. I can't even be close to being myself on YouTube, and I hate it. I hate YouTube because of it. Seriously.
Yeah.
Instagram's too full of troll farm accounts. Yeah, I've been getting. Sometimes when I post Star Wars, I get weird spam comments coming in. It is bizarre in the replies. Oh, tag so and so or DM me at such and such. It is really weird. So keep an eye on that. That's another feature that's rolling out. I love watching for software updates like that. Just it makes things easier, it makes things better. Okay, now deals, Glendon.
Yeah, so the first one that I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. If anybody wants to follow along in Discord, it's under deals, sales, deals, and discounts. So the first one is actually a game. It's the first game I put up here, but it's actually a really fun game. I don't know if anyone else has played it. It's Far Cry 6. And if you're not familiar with the Far Cry series, it's a semi-open world game. It's a shooter. First-person shooter. They usually have some kind of wacky storyline. You can get a lot of replay value out of it, but it's on sale right now, 70% off.
Wow!
So only $18, and that's a really good deal for a game that's fairly new, within the last 18 months.
Is that on Steam where you buy it, or?
No, this was actually on Amazon.
Oh, Amazon.
You can get the code on Amazon.
Okay, I see.
Yep.
Wow.
For $18. So if anybody is interested, there is a link there along with all the other deals that we have listed. If you want to do that, then you can use the link that we've provided.
And that one also, did it go out in the newsletter today?
Yes,
okay.
It did.
Okay. Great.
Everything that's listed here today made it into your newsletter.
And that it's a free email newsletter. I'm going to try to now send it out every week. And at least the content you can count on are the deals that we're finding, the tech deals, or game deals, or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good way of staying posted on that. I guess I could probably also post the latest giveaways that I find. I'm doing that on Discord anyway. When I run into, like right now, Bling, is it? Or Bing on GOG is free. Yesterday had some pretty sweet deals indeed. So Far Cry, that's the first one.
Yeah, so Far Cry 6 is the first one. The next one, this one caught my eye because of everybody that's been playing Flight Simulator in stream as of late. We have the Logitech X52 Pro Flight Control System. Right now it is 25% off. And you can check that out again. This is all on Amazon. Normally it's $229. Right now it's $171, and that is for the flight stick and the yoke. So you get both parts for $171.99, which is actually a really good deal for any kind of flight simulation controller, because they are normally pretty expensive. Not saying that that's cheap, but that's a substantial discount.
Yeah, Logitech has, I think it's the X56 or whatever, that's one kind of up from that.
Right.
And the Logitech ones are actually pretty good and even when they are full price, they're reasonably priced compared to when you really go pro with them, right? Where they're made in metal and they're the exact replicas of them, certain fighter jets, and you can change them out. So it's a good one to not really break the bank with, and know that you're actually getting a pretty good quality. And support with Logitech's always been good for me.
Yeah, same for me. I've never had any kind of product that was bad from Logitech, really. Controller wise or anything like that. I've really not used any of their webcams and stuff, but mice and keyboard.
I've got a speaker system from them that's like a 5-point surround sound thing for my computer, gaming computer.
Yeah.
And they had a known issue where it might have been capacitors or something inside of it. Well, it just wouldn't power after a while. And mine died right around almost the 3-year mark. And I thought I was with it. Like, I thought that's great. I just, it's a considerable amount of money at the time to buy it.
Right.
And so I sent Logitech and just told them, and I wasn't lying. I've been a long-time supporter of you guys. I bought mice and keyboards. I've been a big fan of a lot of your products through the years and that. And I said, this one's disappointing that it died around this time frame. And I was assuming my warranty wasn't up. The guy got back to me right away. He said, no problem. He says, we're already sending you one on the way. And I got a replacement. Didn't want the old one back. So all that was wrong with the other one was the receiver. So the speakers I could hook up to something else if I wanted to, right? So I have another set of speakers in that. But yeah, I was very impressed with their support. So that's another big, check mark for me when buying from Logitech.
Very cool.
I just don't like their software.
I've not really had any issues with it. Of course, I've not used it probably like you have. Usually, it's just a controller or a mouse and keyboard. And
Yeah, you
at
said
most,
that kind of thing with the drivers, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing that Logitech provides good customer service, because I've still got a couple more Logitech items on the list here for today. The next one is the Logitech G Pro X gaming headset. Right now it's on Amazon as well, 54% off. Now this one is branded with League of Legends, okay? But if you're going to get a headset that normally costs $130 for 60,
yeah, you can live with that.
I can live with that. And it's a really good headset. My friend actually took up and purchased one of these a couple weeks back whenever they were on sale at a different place, and he absolutely loves the headset.
I assume it's USB.
It is USB. Yep, DTS 7.1 memory foam ear cups, Pro G drivers, detachable microphone, so you could use it as a regular headset if you wanted to. And since Logitech now owns Blue, it actually has a Blue voice microphone for the headset. So for $60, that's a really good deal. Like I said, normally $130, and it's down 54% to $59.99.
Wow.
And the next one goes in the same vein of that. This is a really good deal also, and I may pick one of these up for myself. This is the Logitech G Pro Wireless Lightspeed. It's their upper tier of gaming mouse. It too is League of Legends theme, and I think that's why they're on sale. But again, normally $130. This is 62% off. So you can get this for $49.99. And this comes with the 25K sensor, 4 to 8 customizable buttons. It's ambidextrous, so anybody could use it. And again, it is that Lightspeed wireless that uses Wi-Fi as opposed to Bluetooth. So you're going to get that faster, more.
Really? I didn't know that. So it actually gets an IP address and everything.
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
Yep.
I know pro gamers usually say that, oh, I always go wired because of the latency. I've never seen it.
I'm telling you, at this point now, with these sensors and how quickly that the polling rate is, even on wireless mice,
yeah,
you're not missing anything.
I would say it hinders me more keeping it wired. If I don't have that cable just right, it pulls, right?
Yeah, I hate the drag.
Yeah. So, yeah. But that's interesting that they've went right as far as going Wi-Fi with it.
Yep.
Is it like what version of Wi-Fi do you know?
Well, it's 2.4. Okay. I'm not sure.
So that's probably like N, or well, it could be AC as well, but
it could be, but it's probably, well, I don't know. I would say it's either or. I'm not sure which one they're using, but so there's that. And then the next deal that I have here is another headset, and I'm very fond of this. I have one of these for myself. This is, if anybody's familiar with Drop, they do a lot of audio equipment and keyboards and different things like that. This is the Drop Plus EPOS PC 38X gaming headset. And for those that don't know, EPOS is actually the gaming division of Sennheiser. If that tells you anything, that Sennheiser is synonymous for audio equipment, microphones, and especially. So it's a collaboration with Drop and EPOS / Sennheiser. Normally this goes for $180. It's 17% off right now, so it's at $149. But you get superb microphone and noise cancellation out of this headset. It's second to none, really, and it's compatible with all devices and formats because it is wired. It's not wireless. So you got that 2.5 millimeter jack that you can use for your PS4, your PS5, your Switch, Xbox, Xbox One, PC. And it's a 3-pole, so you get stereo and microphone all in one cable. So it does give you the option, though, to have that split out into 3 different ones if you choose that. If your setup is that way, you can change the cable with an attachment. So it is a little on the pricier side out of everything that we've listed today, but the quality on this is really second to none. And that's not just my testimony. There's lots of reviews out there for this same exact headset, and it's really a go-to.
The stat, all these deals, he's just reviewing the deals that are currently on Discord. So he can say, Glendon can say what they are again, but if you go to Discord, in the Coruscant section, you'll see sales deals discounts, and in there you'll see them listed basically in chronological order. These are current deals, like, so they may end up going, like, you got to jump on them ASAP, but that's where it is, in the sales deals discounts channel on on Discord for sure.
Yep, everything is listed there. And that is actually the last one for today.
Nice. Well, that, I mean, with TLDR, I don't really have any agenda apart from just covering the day's stuff. I wanted to cap it off, though, with what was this Internet Explorer story, Cena?
Well,
sorry,
Glendon earlier.
I have to dredge this up, but yeah, what's the story?
Right. It's all right. It's just, well, people like to hear the day in the life of a network system administrator, right? So I'm on call this week. So regardless if it's 4 a.m. or whatever, that I'm to handle on the Windows / VMware / mechanics / it's several things. Apart, we have a Linux team and network guys, so and database people as well that I wouldn't be. So there's a group of us that have to take an on-call rotation. For me, it's every third week. So this morning, I got a call at 7:30 in the morning. The phone buzzed and scared the living bejeez out of me. And because I don't know, I just was tired. I went to bed early enough, just after TLD last night, pretty much. But anyway, I got on there, and what we have is what they're referred to as robots, but it's a company called Blue Prism, and what it does is it will take when you're logged on to a VM on a desktop, it will actually move the mouse around, click, and actually do processing like a human's actually doing the processing. Hence the robot of it, right? Yeah. So that's actually, it scaled down several jobs of administrative overhead that we had in the business. So now it's fully automated. We have like up to 20 bots at a time that are running. So this morning I got a call because we have some legacy out there, and it requires right now, and that we were talking to guys that are head of development this morning, and they're like, oh, we're just backlogged or whatever. but to get off of it and to be using Edge or something newer than a browser. But right now there's a couple web applications with part of some of those processes that those bots run that need Internet Explorer. Well, a few months back, Microsoft came out with a patch for Windows 10 that is forcing people to go to Edge regardless, so that you can't use Internet Explorer anymore. And it can go as far as actually uninstalling Internet Explorer off of Windows 10. We blocked it as far as not uninstalling, but they on the bot. So we have an image that our service desk takes care of for workstation systems, whether they're laptops or actual workstations or whatever. And they set up some group policies out there so that it would not get rid of Internet Explorer for any of those users that still require it. but not they was slipped by their, you know, a slip of the mind or whatever, or thought was okay with the bots that, you know, just didn't think of them. And because they are in a whole different category and a different folder or whatever, organizational unit and AD and everything, and managed differently, that they were kind of, well, they were forgotten about. So half of the bots this morning took this update and IE wasn't working. So I got the person that usually oversees this stuff calling me and saying, got a problem here, because every time the bot tries to launch Internet Explorer, Edge keeps coming up and then it can't do its processing.
Right.
So I'm like, yay for me, I get to deal with this. So I tried to look for a few little things, and not knowing what the other guys had done. What was easy enough to do was there's a workaround. So easy enough. Luckily, our backup system's extremely fast. So I had to restore 8 systems, I think, were affected. So I had to restore them really quickly because they could tell me, they said, yeah, it worked on Thursday. So I restored from the backup from Thursday. And to stop it from happening again and coming through, because you don't want to stop Windows updates altogether coming in. The trick is right now is to go into like programs x86 folder, and there's a Microsoft folder in there, and then there's a Edge folder in there, and there's one called Edge Update or something like that. And the exe in there is literally autoupdate.exe, and you just rename it to something like .old so it won't execute. So
right,
that's a workaround to do that. So I did that after I did the restores and everything, and of course that's fine. There's a couple of gotchas that I had to do to kind of redo all that, but I'm just thinking, man, why are we even in this? But that is very real in the real world, in whether you work for the government or you work for different companies, and that you know, as far as we forge forward with lots of, like, there's lots of things that we'll even jump on some cutting edge stuff, and we're luckily we're more ahead of stuff than there is, but there is some stuff that's legacy, and you know, they just don't get the cycles to touch you. We only have so much resources, and we don't unfortunately make those decisions. They're made, you know, way up at the VP level, right? And we will raise the red flags all the time as a, you know, as a system admin to my boss, and then he's to take it up, you know, and go directly to the upper management and say, these are the risks, and are you willing to accept the risks and whatever. And they've got to weigh what they need to get done for the year versus, you know, working on legacy. So now the good thing is that there has been a reorg in my organization just recently. So my direct contact now, he should be VP, but he probably will be, I would think, less than 5 months from now, just because there's going to be another kind of reorg and a few more hires to happen. But he's a director level that I report to, and right now he's reporting directly to the president. So and he's given more of an eye opening there now to a lot of the legacy stuff that we have out there. So there's being more priority pushed on that, because there's other things that we had dealt with just around Christmas time and just after Christmas that had to do with Windows updates, where it updated, it was getting rid of older versions of encryption that Pirillo was using, and it was making it so that Windows Server 2003, Windows Server 2000, those old legacy systems that we have, very few of them around, but we have a few, where the connections, like the shares stopped working and we couldn't process things. And one of our legacy apps out there that's actually still pretty critical to the business just broke. And so we had to do a lot of research on what to do to get a workaround going for our domain controllers to allow authentication, a newer version of authentication that's really not supported on the older ones. So we're kind of doing some weird things lately too. So.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, it's just painting ourselves in the corner or quit shooting ourselves in the foot. Let's get whatever resources and get off this stuff. That's just it. And you know, and it equates to this, right? So because like really, like we look good. I mean, it looked good today, saved the day, right? Because there was a lot of processing that needed to be done, that was going to get behind if nothing was done about it. But I've what we've done. I brought my boss in on it and a coworker too to look at it, and my boss just basically said, "Yeah, we'll get them fixed up today, obviously, but he's going to circle around and put the pressure on it because the team that's responsible for getting over to Edge, they're like, oh, that's probably like 6 months before we can even get to that." I'm like, no, these workarounds, like I don't know how long they're going to work for. Right, that this is a well-published workaround now to do that, and Microsoft well knows about it, and if they're really wanting to force us, maybe the next updates will have another problem again. So it keeps coming to bite us. So there's a story on that, and it ended up equating to 5 hours worth of work today for me.
Yay!
I mean,
yay!
I got paid for it. That's all right, but it was not something I wanted to wake up to this morning.
At least you got that.
Yeah.
At least you got that.
Yeah.
Well, so I think we can wrap up here. Thanks everybody. Unless anybody had anything else to say, it is Saturday, so I know it was going to be definitely a slower news day and nothing like really on fire. This is the live.pirillo.com experience. If anybody's listened to this deeply into TLDR, people are playing video games. I'm hanging out, and it's general geekery 24/7. We can do it like I used to do it, right? 24 hours a day. 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. See you later.